Hey folks, how's everybody doing? So today I'm going to go fishing, catch some fish, and then one of my shows is going to be cooking a fish on a barbecue with, um, tinfoil or whatever. So just want to find out anybody who's watching right now, if you can hear me, how's my sound quality, everything sound good? You can give me a thumbs up or whatever. All right, doesn't look like anybody's on yet, but what I am doing today is going fishing. I'm glad to hear. So I'm at a local pond here. It's called Park Center Pond. They stock it with trout. The limit is 2 trout. And you can have up to 6 bass as long as they're 10 inches above. We're gonna go for trout today. Have the basic pole, just a regular spinning reel, and we're gonna use I think we'll use just a regular number 6 hook. 6 is always the best. I like to use 6 hooks. So I've already got a swivel on there and some weight, but right now I'm just going to get one of these hooks out that are pre-prepared. I can show you how to tie a knot if you don't have pre-prepared hooks. Not using live bait today. I'm just using these little tiny, they're power bait. It's got a green head with a little orange body. But the last time I was here with my daughter, we caught like our limit, which is 2 each. All right, so let's get everything going. And then hopefully we'll catch some fish today, so that way we can make a video on how to cook fish. Been fishing since I could hold a pole, probably even before I could. So I just usually have my line set up like this. I've got a swivel connecting the hook. I've got a weight. You can move it up or down depending on how, if you want to float it. So basically this is kind of like a floater at the end. Kind of works like a marshmallow. And my favorite thing to use for fishing is just one of those little tiny mini marshmallows with a pinch of worm. But you don't have to do that with one of these. So I'm just going to slide that onto the hook. And then I'm just going to pull that right up enough to where a little piece of the hook is out. Yeah, we got a pinch tail here, but that's okay. If you want, you could always put a little bit of scent on there. I got some licorice and I think the other one is shrimp for as far as flavoring goes. So, yeah. So as long as my sound quality is good, we're in the go. So let's get fishing. How's everybody doing while they've been on quarantine? I've always wanted to learn how to fly fish. I've never had the opportunity to learn how. I've been caught by somebody who was fly fishing. They literally were fly fishing, and when they came back, their line was out and they caught me. It was my ex-husband. That's typical. Trying to teach you how, and they ended up catching you in the end. So I'm just going to clean up my chair really quick. This is all my equipment for my phone to be able to make the videos. I used to have, I guess, I would say, I had a T3i that I used to shoot my videos with, and it just seems like the phone has gotten more mobile, and we are able to do a lot more right on the go with mobile. All right, so I'm just checking to see everything. So what I just always told my kids, because they've been fishing since they were little, is just make sure you don't have any slack in your line. It's kind of hard to tell if you got a bite or anything if you got slack in the line. It's a gorgeous day, 60 degrees, perfect fishing weather. We had a really good storm come in last night. Lots of lightning and stuff, so let's see, I'll come closer. Everybody can still see me in the beautiful background of the park. Yay. I just love sitting along the water and enjoying the scenery, and it's just gorgeous. And if you want something cheap and fun to do, definitely go fishing at a park, along the river, something local in your community. If you don't have it, it makes it difficult. That's why there's things about Idaho I love. Anywhere, any of the towns you go and you live by in Idaho have some type of recreation nearby, whether it be skiing or, you know, hiking or rock hunting, which I love rocks. I'd like to get into the rock hunting, but I'm afraid it would be an expensive sport. We have craters of the moon nearby, so it's like a volcanic area that's all lava rock for miles and miles, and we've got ice caves, we've got sand dunes and prairies. Idaho is a very lovely state. It is on the conservative side, as you guys have already heard my political views. I'm pretty much on the liberal side, but I believe in rights for people. Not fully liberal, not fully Republican, so I'm just right down in the middle. Humanity is what I believe in. So the key is just to be quiet. You don't want flashing, or you can talk and stuff, but I'd like to know what kind of bird leaves this kind of food. There must be some ginormous birds that have these giant poops. It's more than just food. It's crazy out here. So yeah, my next video is going to be Genie B Delishus barbecue trout. How I do it, and I'm sure a lot of people do it, is I just use butter, put it in some tin foil after I've cleaned the fish, and I put some lemon pepper on it on both sides, generous, you know, a lot of it. I like that lemony flavor on my fish, and just barbecue it inside of a tin foil package. My favorite way to cook things that fall apart easily on barbecue. Alright, so it looks like my line has gone a little bit slack. Let's pick a different spot. I'm hoping my daughter will show up today. We get some osprey out here. It's cool because on this little pond that the Idaho Department of Fish and Game stock, the osprey come down, and of course you can see barbacoa in the background. I have to get closer to read your text. Looks pretty out there, yes. It is very pretty. Oh, I saw a fish jump. They're close by. The nice thing about this pond is if you have a crawfish trap, you can lower a trap while you're fishing starting in the morning, and by the time you're done fishing in the afternoon and enjoyed your summer day, you've got a whole entire cage full of crawfish. Hi! Oh, I'm using just a power bait. Has these little artificial worms. I decided to go without live bait today. Normally I use a marshmallow and a worm, a pinch of a worm, earthworms that you buy at the local gas stations or whatever. Put a marshmallow on the top so the bait floats off the ground. And then the worm, and then cast it out there, and I just sink the worm, drown the worms. We have trout, we have bass, we have, they even caught a sturgeon, I think an 8-foot sturgeon. And I believe there's whitefish and other, I'm not, maybe some perch, uh, bluegill, and crappie are in this pond. The sturgeons don't happen very often, and in Idaho it's illegal to keep a sturgeon. You can go over to Washington State or Oregon, one of those places you can catch sturgeon right out of the Columbia River and the Snake. But here, good old rainbow trout. All right, so my sister just texted me, and I don't know if you guys can see my text, but my sister has wonderful product. She went vegan. Of course, I'm not vegan. I love my meat and bacon and stuff and vegetables, but I love her and support her 100%. And she's super cool. She has a new product out. It's called iRevives. This is her channel, and so just to tell you what her products are, they're all natural. They're homeopathic. She makes them all. They smell absolutely amazing. This one just happens to be an all-natural alcohol hand sanitizer with aloe and essential oils. So she took whatever ingredients she has. She has an alcohol tester at home. But the nice thing about this hand sanitizer is it leaves your hands soft because of the essential oils and the aloe that she puts in her hand sanitizer. And if you want to order product from her, well, she makes some pretty amazing vegan food. So her address is going to be iRevive815@gmail.com if you want to hit her up and order some of her product. I know that I suffer from, I guess it's a hay fever, but it reacts in my skin, so I get it like on my forehead and on the back of my neck. That's why I'm wearing a little bandana on my neck. I try to keep my neck covered when it's facing the sun because it makes it itch. And she makes this product that's like coconut oil, some essential oils and stuff. And if I put it on my skin, that rash goes away like in a couple days. I was dying at my daughter's wedding, and my daughter had this, and except she was in Montana where they could put the CBD oil in it. I think we can do it here now too, as long as they buy the product that doesn't have the THC in it. And in that product that she puts on your skin, oh, like I was so amazed. So again, iRevives815, and I'll put it in my little notes here later so that you can hit my sister up if you're interested in getting any of her products. Get some slack in my line, that means my bait's coming closer. I see the guys that were fishing across the way, they either caught their limit or they haven't caught anything and they've been here for a while. I didn't really look at the fishing report today, but it's so gorgeous to have passed up a fishing opportunity. And besides, I get to spend it with my favorite people. The people that love Genie B Delishus, and you just want to spread the love for everyone. So in the part of Idaho I'm at, this is considered high mountain desert. Oh, I missed it. I didn't quite catch it. I wonder how I go back and look. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see. All messages are visible. You guys are too funny. Got some beautiful geese out there I could show you. So we're right in the city of Boise. So nice little area. Let me get this back on here so it's nice and tight. I don't lose it in the water. I'm using it's not very level right now. There we go. I have this little, it's not a gimbal or anything, but it's just a little handheld device, and I have it connected to a bendy tripod stuck on the railing. I bet you it is cold there. I have always wanted to go visit the eastern United States up in the northern part, but definitely in the summer months or in the fall when it starts turning pretty colors. Don't want to ever go through a winter there. I mean, our winters here are so mild. I mean, I think we got like 2 inches of snow this last year at Demons Day. It was like so mild. Completely mild weather. Maybe. I got a good bite. Nothing that time though. It's really hard for me to catch your what you're saying to me. So if I don't respond to any questions or answers, I will always look at them and see if it's something that I need to reply back. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So in the area that I live, it's really technological. We have like Micron and HP and Plexus, and they're all, Silicon Valley kind of businesses. They've got tons of call centers. The minimum wage in Idaho is still terrible. It's like $8.25 or something like that, or $7.25. I can't even remember. And they are open for business as far as quarantine for certain things. I mean, we still have to wear masks when we go in the store. We still have to, take the 6-foot precaution and stuff. But as far as it goes, yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues. I work from home, so, and then of course I do Genie B Delishus videos of once every couple months or so, but I seem to like this bait. That must have just been a little trout. What's up, Jimbo from Tucson? Or is it your last name? I'm not sure. Sorry. I think that I would enjoy fly fishing because I'm not a very patient fisher. Because I like, spin casting may be the best way to do it, so. Hi from the Philippines! One of the places I want to visit in my lifetime, and if I ever go there, I will definitely do a show, Genie B, and I'll get with the locals there, and you guys can teach me some wonderful Filipino food. Obviously, I'm a chubby girl. I like food. I mean, I still stay active. I still exercise. I still go out there. But, I am overweight. I understand that. A lot of people say that. But, shit happens. We live once. Yep, I'm at a dock. Hopefully, I'll be making some trout for dinner. Either trout or bass. The bass have to be over 10 inches. Just gonna barbecue them. We're gonna put a little shrimp scent on there and see if it helps. Of course, docks are always messy because the birds love the docks when you're not around. This kind of glows in the dark too, and I just flicked it all over the freaking place. The call center I work for actually has a call center in the Philippines, and when this all first started, they shut down all the transportation in the Philippines where we're located at. And oh my gosh, like we lost in one day like almost 300 people because everything was shut down. And so our call center here was super, super busy, and you know, a lot of us were trying to, you know, make up for the calls, and it was literally just like back to back calls. And what do you do? I mean, and then poor customers, they were on hold for an hour, and it's really interesting how human behavior is, because you're in a state of emergency across the world, not just in, you know, I will have to check it out. But human nature, going back to that subject, human nature is just really interesting because, you know, with human nature in an emergency response, you have that self-entitlement, and I really hate self-entitled people. You're human. You have all the organs that everybody else does. Maybe you have extra, maybe you have less than, but we all have the basic needs. We want to be cared for, we want to have shelter, we want to know that we're safe, we want to have food, and we want our family to be healthy, and we want to be healthy ourselves. And when people become entitled, they are not nice people. So if you're, I mean, you guys all understand where I'm coming from when people have a sense of entitlement. It makes dogs video. And I hope that kindness becomes your first response. Well, you know, I don't know if I'd ever want to run for office, but I definitely am a supporter of people. I have some friends and family that have ran for different offices, and you know, I support them 100%, but that's what YouTube's cool, because you can be a voice to the people, and there's a lot of people out there with great voices. Like one of my favorite YouTubers or video makers is Prince A. It's like EA, something like that. He's so inspirational. Daily Minute or like that. He travels all over the world, and he does these little daily books about humans, and I think that he's just inspirational. And then there's a Buddhist that I follow too. His name is like Nas, N-A-S. Fantastic person. Those are the kind of people we need in this world, and it's not these public representatives. We need people who are inspired by people like Nas and Prince A and Gandhi and Buddha, and I don't know, nice people. Basically, we need people like that in office that think about what's good for the human first, and our environment and our world. Anybody do anything fun this last week? Everybody back to work? What's everybody been doing? Love the sound of nature. I just wish the cars weren't so close, but you can hear all the birds chirping, and just takes you away a little bit. Like last night, I sauteed up a little bit of radish greens with some really young radishes and celery and kale and garlic and butter, and I sauteed them up with a little salt and pepper. They were amazing. I don't know about everybody else, but I know I've been eating a lot of pasta on quarantine. It seemed like it was the only thing left on the freaking shelves at first. Thank goodness the stores are not being bombarded like they were. that was a big fish. Did you guys see that? Probably not. I'm looking where my camera is. You know, I haven't canned as an adult. As a child, I have. I definitely have a canning recipe for salsa that has been in my family for a long time. Never would want to open a restaurant. That's a tough business, man. There's so many things that you have to take into account, and I am just not that energetic. That's a lot of time in a day. Oh, yeah. Pioneer trailer cooking. I think, it doesn't have to be really trailer. The only reason I called my show Trailer Park Cooking was because, basically I came from very impoverished family. My mom has a 9th grade education. My dad didn't make it past high school. He ended up getting his GED when he was in his 40s. I'm a first generation graduate from, and a first generation and a first female in my family that's graduated from college. My older brothers, 2 of my older brothers out of my 7 siblings, have graduated college. And then, so we grew up in logging camps, and we grew up in very low-income housing, and my mom still lives in a trailer to this day. And so when you have little means, I just considered it trailer park cooking. I know that we do. We need people that are more of the voice of people. I mean, that Mr. T guy, he had his money given to him, so I don't know how he can relate to us people that have tried to struggle, and he doesn't have a relatability. And he's a very angry, not positive person, and I just don't know. Our choices are very slim. But we do have Paula, or I think her name is Paulette Jordan here in Idaho. She's a Native American. She's running for Senate. I really like her values and views. And, my brother, he's an electrician. Well, one of my older brothers. He's an electrician and lives up in northern Idaho. He asked me, don't vote for her, Connie, when she was running for governor. He goes, because she's going to shut off all the rights to the water for all the farmers and stuff. And I was like, Joe, do you realize that she has to go through city government, or she has to go through the House and the Senate just like everybody else does in their own states. It's not like she's in the office, she gets to decide all the rules, There's a whole cabinet that she has to go through before rules are put in place. But, if that's all he's worried about, maybe we need to be concerned about water. Is there a shortage? The Columbia, the Snake, the Salmon, and the Clearwater all run through the city that he lives in. And all those tributaries feed the farmers' fields, but I can see where they're coming from. There's been a lot of damage. Humans are their own evil. I just like what she stands for, and she's been Native American politics for a long time, and I think that she's a young and upcoming person, and she's really inspirational, and I hope to see her running for governor again, maybe even president of the United States would be really cool. She's really has a love for her job, and it takes a special person to run in politics. Could you imagine? It's hard enough being Genie B Delishus and the comments that I get on YouTube. You have to filter through it and not take things personally. And you can imagine as a politician, you just get torn apart. Your family, your history. You're going to have a really strong backbone to be able to run as a politician. Well, maybe my daughter will come out today. Oh, thank you. You're so nice. I try to be, because, we only have one life, and if we spend our lives in anger and frustration and unforgiveness, what vibe are you putting out there? It's like, take a pebble and you throw it out in the water, and it hits, and it has a large impact, and then all those little ripples go across the pond, and it's felt in every direction. And when you throw out positivity, it does the same thing. It goes out and it spreads. Negativity is the same way. Both have to be constantly fed. And I'm sure that everybody's heard about the two wolves, right? Or you could say the devil and the angel. The two wolves and they're brothers. It depends on which one you feed is how you are as a person. You're going to feed the good wolf, you're going to feed the bad wolf, you're going to listen to the devil, you're going to listen to the angels, depending on who you are. I definitely will. I'll share that. It's called Good House Rest. I think Good House or Good House Salsa or something. I have it in my little handy dandy recipe book that I've had since I was a little kid. I definitely want to start canning. Of course, I'm in a roommate situation, so I'm going to have to rely on my sister's beautiful garden, and I have a little tiny garden. I'm going to put a couple... Oh, hi, Trout. One just jumped right in front of me. He was like, hello. Canned fish. You can can everything. I probably should put out a book. They say everyone should write a book. It is. I think I should put a spinner on. Seeing how long I've been on here, I don't want to make everybody too boring. I'm already at like 32 minutes. I want to catch a fish on live video. Yeah, I mean, it's crystal clear water. There's no overcast, and that's kind of sad too, because when there's no overcast, I think fishing is best with something they're looking for. What do you think, a rooster tail? Oh, I'm going to do one today, definitely. Last weekend, I had a better lightweight pole, and I accidentally broke it. I shut it in this medium. I think it's a medium. It's just one of those cheap poles from Cabela's. It's definitely a medium. I like mine to be like a noodle. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break and just sit down and enjoy the weather. Drink myself a little bit of a Monster. Getting a little bit of a bite. I probably yanked it right out of its mouth. Nope. got one. Let's see, is it a trout or a bass? Ooh, it's going under the dock. It's a little trout. We got our first one. It's a little tiny one. And he definitely swallowed it. Let's see if he's big enough. He's just a little tiny one. Darn thing swallowed the damn thing. There we go. And he's bleeding like a duck pig. Poor guy. I always hate it when they gut kill. Or gill kill, I guess. But it's trying to take off. So we could catch two. This is 6 inches. He's just barely at 6 inches. But it'll still make a dinner. Sorry, guy. These are probably the best things they came out with. And I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I poke a hole through their bottom jaw instead of their gill. And I just hook it right onto their bottom jaw. These ones are all hatchery fish, so they're beat the hell up. Alright, so the limit here is 2. So it did work on that little thing. I'm going to use iRevives to wash my hands with. I should have brought some paper towels. Right? I mean, I've been fishing since I was little. I mean, I don't know if everybody would want to see how to fish, but I definitely will help you if you want to learn how I do it. And it's always so hard to get these off. There we go. We'll keep it out just in case. And all I'm fishing with today, definitely a fishing tutorial. I mean, everybody has their own way of fishing, and it's never too late to go out there and try fishing on your own. So you can certainly do that. All you need is a cheap setup. I like, for beginning fishers, I like to start with like a light or an ultralight pole, or some people call them noodle poles, depending on who you're shopping from. They're going to be your best one because you're going to be able to see the fish biting a lot easier with a noodle pole, because literally the tip of the pole will go down. Watch some tutorials on how to tie a hook and put your swivel on in the area that you're fishing in. I know that makes a big difference. Good to see you all also. Well, hello there, duck. My dad always said, you always know it's going to be a good fishing day when there's birds in the water. I like to fish in overcast, and I like to fish when there's just a cool breeze and when there's birds in the water. I just wish I had some vodka for my monster. Unfortunately, the public parks here, there's only like a couple parks that you can drink beer, and fishing and beer are always the best. I used to just take my kids out in the backyard when they got their first fishing pole, and how I would teach them to cast is I would just tie one of those slink weights on there. Let me show you what they are. See, I have my G.I. Joe fishing box because, you know, I'm cool like that. It's two-sided, and it was really cute. Like one that slides up and down the line, but just tie it to the very end. So close-up shot here. Just tie it to the end of the line, and you go out in your backyard. The push-button ones are good to start with, but the big casters too, and then spin casters. They're all great things to start with, and if you just want to practice, just put a bullseye up and, you know, and practice trying to hit that bullseye with the weight. And if you can do that, then you can go out to any fishing spot and put your pole in the water and enjoy a good time. Relax. It's me and the birdies. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll be back, and you'll get to see how I cook fish on a barbecue. You can make a barbecue anywhere you want with tinfoil stuff. We're going to just use my little pop-up barbecue and cook them in the park in some tinfoil. Join me on that video. I'll make it short and sweet, not the 42 minutes that this has been on. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.